The round of 8 is upon us. Las Vegas and Homestead Miami Speedway, 2.5 miles, and then the paperclip Martinsville rounds out this round of 8. And Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett, along with Dustin Long, with us again today. And DJ, is there a driver that maybe stands out that could look at the round of 8 as favorable for them?
I think there's more than one when I look at the stats and what we know about these drivers at these tracks. But I'm going to use 2 of them. No, actually 3. Kyle Larson has won at all 3 of these tracks. William Byron has won at these tracks. As a matter of fact, he's won at a couple of them this year. So his resume is great. Denny Hamlin's won 9 times at these 3 tracks. So those are drivers that you say, oh my gosh, they can't help but make it through. Now, the other driver that is really, really good and has won at all these is Martin Truex Jr. But I'm sorry, I can't say that even though he's done well, that I expect him to make it through this round as good as he is at these tracks with the performance that I've seen in the first 2 rounds of these playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, DJ, I'll throw out a couple of names other than what you mentioned. I'll throw out Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell. And I'll mention those because of how strong Toyotas have been on the 1.5 miles this year. And, you know, I always thought at the beginning of the playoffs, for as much as Tyler Reddick's team struggled this summer with execution and really being consistent, I thought there still was a path for that team to get to the championship race in Phoenix because of the way the schedule lined up with the road course, then the 1.5 miles and so forth. And I think that still plays in his favor. Christopher Bell, again, Toyota and what he can do. I think that, you know, there's a possibility for him to work his way back and return to Phoenix for the 2nd year in a row and maybe finish some business he left unattended last year at the championship race. So I think those are a couple other names that I would look at as guys to consider beyond Larson, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin in particular.
All right, so I'm going to narrow this down. Dustin, I'll start with you. So we know that there's 3 tracks. That means there's 3 possibilities of winning your way into the championship 4. But there is also that 4th spot that is based on points. Who do you think has to point their way into the championship 4 from this round?
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that really intrigues me is Martin Truex Jr., who's been pointing his way into each round, just despite how poorly the playoffs have gone for him so far. I mean, he hasn't even finished in the top 15 in the first 6 races. And, you know, I talked to James Small, his crew chief, after the race on Sunday, and he's like, look, you know, Martin won the championship in 2017 with the best average finish in the playoffs. Well, maybe we'll win the championship this year with the worst average finish in the playoffs. And look, the way the system's set up, he still has a chance. I mean, he's going to start this round 2nd. He's got those 36 playoff points. Obviously, those have been important and have provided the cushion to get him through the round of 12 and the round of 8. And look, maybe it can help him move on to Phoenix. Now, he did say after the race, is like, look, you know, we've got to step it up and we've got to perform because, you know, you just cannot go through this round and struggle like they have before and hope to make it because the competition is so tough. But look, you know, in one sense, I wouldn't be surprised. I know DJ's not on the Martin Truex Jr. train, but, you know, he's somebody I'm not ready to discount yet. Now, maybe I'm being naive, but I'm not ready to discount him just yet.
Okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to follow that up with that. It's not Martin Truex train. It's the team that he drives for and the organization. And it's not necessarily the organization of Joe Gibbs Racing, but the leadership within Martin Truex's team. I don't think he's getting cars that are well prepared to start these races. Is he sitting in the best spot to move forward if he doesn't get a win in one of these 3 races? I think absolutely. But I could also make a case for a scenario to where Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick goes and wins races, you know, where maybe even, you know, William Byron might not win a race, but he finishes in the top 3 or 4 for all of them, and he has more points than Martin Truex Jr. does at this point. So that takes away Truex Jr.'s advantage there in looking at that. But he is that. But I'm going to say that Truex is going to continue to struggle, and I think this opens the door, and I'm going to give you 2 names. Christopher Bell, I think very well could find himself doing that, pointing his way through, and Chris Buescher, who has had his best season ever in the Cup Series, could be a driver that can point his way through here.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.